Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy Purple Slushy back with another video. Recently I've been thinking of like different things that I could come up with for like some new videos, because a lot of my videos are like either like builds, montages, like new things that just came out with like patches and stuff, like new abilities and stuff. So I wanted to start branching out into some other ideas, and I was talking with some friends, and the video I came up with today is the top 5 things I wish I knew when starting PvP in Black Desert Online. So this video is going to be very helpful for you guys who are just starting PvP on Black Desert Online, and it should be able to help you guys out a lot. So first things first, if you guys are new at BDO and you guys want to be able to learn new combos and stuff for new classes, the first thing that I would do for sure, if you guys haven't already or don't know about it, is definitely check out the website I have made called bdohq.com. This is gonna be not one of the 5 things, but this is something that I wish I had when I first started playing the game, because it's really hard and difficult to learn new classes, and there's not too much information online for combos and stuff. There's a few videos for each class, but I wanted to make something that was able to break down everything very simply and very easily. So if you go to the class guides, I have 7 classes so far. The witch guide is going to be added this week, and then we also got a ranger guide coming. So definitely use this. It will help you out a lot for combos and stuff if you guys are new to PvP, and there's also some PvE guides on there. So definitely check that out. I'll leave the link in the description for that. So first things first, that I think is very important when first starting BDO is being able to edit your UI. So if you guys see on my screen right here, I have different skills all over my screen, and these skills are very important for me to have my cooldowns. For example, I have some moves like this. These are like my core moves that I use on Sword, and I don't want to be hitting these skills if they're off cooldown, because I'm just wasting, I'm just standing still and I'm not really benefiting myself in combat, because you want to always stay protected, you want to always stay moving when you're fighting, and just being able to know when your stuff is on cooldown is going to be very helpful. So the way that we do this is very simple. When you go to edit UI, you're gonna have these things called skill cooldown slots, and they're all gonna be over here like this, and they're gonna be right here. There's gonna be 10 of them, and they're all gonna be turned off. So all you do is you click on the little eye and you turn it on, and then you can set them in whatever pattern you would like. Once you do that, the way to get skills put in them is you hit K and you go to your skill cooldown slot, and from here, your skill cooldown slot, you're able to go through and you're able to pick whatever sort of skill you would like and put it in whatever slot. So for me, I like having my movement skills at the top, so I know when my movement is on cooldown. I have like my main CCs that I use, my Shift F and my Shift X right here. These are the main CCs that I use on Sork that are very good. So I have those next to each other to know when they're on cooldown. Like my Dark Flames, there's a normal Dark Flame, there's an ultimate version, so I have those next to each other. My Dream of Doom, there is an instant cast version, and then there's the normal version, so I use have those next to each other. So just put the skills next to each other with how you think that you would like them. Now, you can only have 10 slots, so if you're wondering like, hey Slushy, how do you have more than 10 slots on your screen? Well, that's a good question. All you gotta do is go to Edit UI, and on the bottom right over here, you'll have quick slots on the bottom, 1 through 10. And 1 through 10 quick slots are really nice if you have like a Razer Naga, a mouse that has buttons on the side. If you guys are new into BDO, PvE or PvP, I highly recommend getting a mouse that has buttons on the side, as it will make it a lot easier for you guys to use your skills and use your health pods and stuff when trying to do combat in PvP or PvE. So on the bottom, I have a couple skills that I use on Sork that are pretty important that I put on my quick slots, and then you have 20 quick slots, and the rest of the quick slots, they're down here and they're turned off. So what you do is you turn it on by hitting the eye, and then you just place it where you want. So as you can see here, I have the extra quick slots. I have some down here, I have some over here, and then this way I'm able to just have extra skills that don't fit into the normal cooldown slots being able to be visualized on my screen, so I know when all my cooldowns are up. You can also really easily move like your Black Spirit Rage and your ultimate and stuff. You can move that up here and it's normally down here. You can also move like your health bar and stuff all around to wherever you would like it. And that just makes it super easy, super simple, and super quick for you guys to be able to, just PvP in the game and PvE, knowing where all your cooldowns are. Now, the second thing that we're going to be going into is going to be how to get better frames and optimization in BDO. So the best way to do that, I will show you guys what I do, and hopefully this will help you guys out, to help you guys have less stutters in your game and to help you guys get more frames. So if you go to your settings and you go to your display settings, the first thing that you want to do is, if you're PvPing, you always want to be in full screen mode. Full screen mode allows your computer to have as much FPS as possible when you're playing, and if you're in full screen window or a game window, you're going to be getting less FPS than you would in full screen mode. I know it sounds weird, but having more FPS in this game actually gives you an advantage over players that have less FPS as you're able to get more moves off faster than they are, and it helps you to desync a lot less. Now, going into the display settings, what you can do, another thing, you can do something called crop mode. So what crop mode does is it applies black bars to your screen, as you can see how I'm applying these black bars, and then this way your GPU and your CPU just has less of your screen to process while you're PvPing. That will help you get more frames while you are in PvP. The next thing that you guys can do is going to the display quality. So the best display quality to do while you're in PvP, although it might not look pretty, is doing low texture mode with lowest optimal. This will give you the most amount of frames when fighting, and it will help you out a lot while you're in combat. As for all of these things down here, I have all of these turned off in PvP and PvE, because if you have more frames in PvE, you're also hitting the mobs more often, so you're able to get more trash per hour, which is going to help you get more money and get those gains that you want to get to help you get stronger in the game. So I have SSAO turned off, display filter turned off, faraway objects turned off, depth field, faraway NPCs, hit effect, reduce snow buildup, show blood spatter, and show blood stains. All of those are turned off, and it definitely helps a lot to get more frames. The next thing that you can do is you can go into your optimization, turn off auto frame optimization. This helps you also to get more frames. And then another thing that is super important to help you get more frames is removing other people's effects. So like, if you can see, as I'm fighting right now, like as I'm just like throwing out these abilities, you can see all these effects, right? So if you're in a fight and there's 50 people fighting and all their effects are going off, your computer has to process all that. So being able to turn off other people's effects will help you out a lot, giving you more FPS and making it a lot easier for you to focus in combat, not having all that clutter on your screen of other people's effects. Also remove faraway effects, and then turn off upscale and turn off low power mode, as these both will help you to get more frames in BDO. The next thing that is very important that I think helps out a lot is turning off your overall camera effect. So if you guys notice, if I turn this on, when I start moving and doing like abilities, you see how there's like that like shake on the screen. It's very annoying, and it's very hard on the eyes after a while if you have that constant shaking on your screen, and it gives you a little bit less FPS. So turning off the screen shake definitely helps out a lot. So that's display settings, camera graphics, overall camera effect, turning that the whole way off, and then also your vibration. If you turn that up, this will also make your screen vibrate a little bit, and having that off will also give you less of a headache, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to be able to see what is going on when playing BDO. The last thing optimization wise that you guys can do is turning off upscale, turning off low power option, basically having everything turned off in the optimization mode except for hide other adventurers. Doing all of that will help you out a lot when trying to PvP and PvE, as you will be getting way more frames. Now that covers the editing the UI and how to get more frames with optimization. The next thing that's really important, that is really simple, but a lot of people don't know it, is if you're on a class that has movement by using WW, as you can see, I can double tap WW, and then I'm able to iframe forward. Now, the reason why you don't want to be doing this in combat is just because it's a nuisance of having to press WW twice, and it's really annoying, especially when you're trying to use other moves, other abilities and stuff, and you're constantly having to press WW to iframe forward on certain classes. So a good way to negate having to do that, hit escape, go to settings, go to interface settings, go to UI hotkeys, or not UI hotkeys, I'm sorry. It is action hotkeys, and then go to evasion WW, and then you can actually map the evasion WW to a button on your mouse. So I have it mapped to 0 on my Razer Naga. So as you can see, instead of having to press WW like this, all I have to do is press 0, and then I can just constantly iframe forward way faster than pressing WW, and it helps you out a lot when trying to go ahead and iframing forward and moving forward in combat. Doing that will help you out a ton. The next thing that we are going to be getting into is trial characters. Let me show you guys. And the next thing we're going to be getting into is trial characters. So let me show you guys that, and that is one important thing that I wish I knew when I was first starting the game. So let's do that. So we are at the main screen. So as you can see, when you're picking your character, there's something at the top called trial. So if you click on trial, you can have up to 3 trials at once. So this is a really good way for you to be able to pick a class. Say you play wizard, but you've always wanted to see what like sorcerer is like, or like what DK is like. All you gotta do is make a trial sword or a trial DK, and then you enter on the trial, and it takes you into the battle arena. So what's really nice about this is instead of having to make a brand new character and going around and being like, oh man, I gotta level this character up to see if I like it, that's not what you have to do. All you gotta do is make a trial character, and it'll be very simple. So once you make a trial character, basically all you do is you come over and you talk to the vendor. You go here, you buy the Arsha chest. This will give you all your weapons and jewelry that you need. Then there's food here for PvP. There's a villa buff, which is really nice. And then there's also the Stone of Destruction, which will help you out, giving you extra attack and casting speed. And then you can also get your pots for PvP in here. Definitely go with the pots that have the yellow tag on it, as they have a 2-second cooldown, where the pots with no yellow tag on it have a 3-second cooldown. Also, if you want to try Succession, there's a book right here for Succession. You just buy that, you activate the book, and then you can go ahead and pick Succession. So once you make a trial character, you have max skill points. You can go through, you can max out all the skills. You can try Awakening if you want. You can try Succession. And then once you put on all that gear that you get, you have 261 AP, 259 main hand AP, and then 310 DP. So this is very nice that they allow you to do this, because this is actually old school soft cap, which back in the day this gear was pretty hard to get. It took a long time to grind to get this much gear. Nowadays it's a lot easier to get this gear, but being able to do this is going to help you out a lot. And then what you want to do is, once you have all your gear on, you want to put on an alchemy stone. Make sure you have this button check marked, as every 3 minutes you will have your buff come on. Then you want to click on your food buff, get a food buff, and then also you want to come over here and you want to buy a few villa buffs, and the villa buffs will help you out a lot, being able to give you these nice stats: all AP plus 10, all DP plus 10, max HP plus 200, ignore all resistance, and all resistance plus 10%. So what you can do is you can come into BA and fight other people. So all you got to do to go to a BA is click escape, click on battle arena, and then there's all these different battle arenas. So you could go to like battle arena 1, and then it'll transport you into battle arena 1, and then once you're in here, you can go ahead and you can fight other people that are in here. There will be other people on trial characters, and you can be like, hey man, can I duel you for a little bit? I'm trying to learn this new class. Also, if you have friends, you can have your friends hop on trial characters and you can learn new combos and new stuff from other characters there. So like you can see, I'm in here, I'm in Battle Arena, there's people fighting. There's normally a bunch more people fighting, but it is 5:51 in the morning, so there's not that many people on. So this is just a really good way for you to be able to get on the game, figure out if you like the class, if you don't like the class, and then if you don't like the class and you want to try a different class, you can delete your trial character and then you can make another trial character in 24 hours, which is really, really nice. Man, CC'd me and waved at me. So basically, that's basically it about trial characters. You can also take the trial character into RBF and you can go and you can fight people in here. Now, you won't be that geared, so you probably will get beat up pretty easily, but it's just something that you can go into and you can see if you like the class. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Now, the last and final thing that I'm going to be teaching you guys that I wish I knew when I first started PvP is about buffs. So let's get back on my main character, and then I will teach you guys all about that. Okay guys, we are back on my main character. So as far as buffs go, there's a couple different buffs that you can get for PvP that really help you out a lot when trying to get as many stats as you can for going into combat. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to get a cron meal from the central market. So all you got to do is go to the central market and buy exquisite cron meals. This will give you all AP, accuracy, attack speed, movement speed, critical hit, evasion, max HP, extra stam, back attack damage, critical hit damage, all resistance, and ignore all resistance. And that's going to be your PvP food buff. The next thing that we're going to do, I will talk to you guys about villa buffs in a second, but since I'm already at the bank, another thing that you can do is you can come over to the bank, go to the currency exchange, and you can get some gold bars, the 1G gold bars. So what you can do is you can get, I'd say get about 100 of them if you're trying to get the max buffs that you want to get. Normally you can get pretty RNG carried and get the best buffs right off the bat, but sometimes you got to roll a couple times to get the best buffs possible. So right now I'm in Heidel. Every city has a church, and basically there's something called church buffs. So when you're in Heidel, you walk up the main street and you turn left, and Heidel is the best place to get church buffs because there's also another buff that you can get here that's called a crit buff that you can only get in Heidel. So all you got to do is walk over to the chapel, walk in, and then on the right side up here there'll be a little priest. What you want to do is you want to talk to the priest, talk to him, get this blessing of attack for 5 gold bars, and then get the blessing of protection for 5 gold bars. And then all you gotta do is hover over. I got all damage reduction plus 5 and all AP plus 3. You can either get 3, 5, or 8. So since I got 5 and 3, I'm gonna roll again. So I'll roll on the attack. I got 3 again. We're just gonna keep rolling until we get 8. Sometimes you get really lucky, sometimes you don't. So there we got lucky, we got 8. And then we'll re-roll the DP a couple times. So we got the protection one, got 3 that time, roll it again, got 5 that time, roll it again, got 8. So sometimes you get lucky, other times you gotta roll a couple times. It's pretty cheap, it's not too much silver, but it's just a good way to get extra attack and extra damage reduction when you're in PvP. Also PvE, if you're grinding at higher end grind spots that require you to have a little bit more protection, as some of the mobs hit really hard. Also, some of the mobs are pretty tanky, so having that extra damage helps a lot. Another buff that is really nice, you walk in Heidel and you come over here behind the skill instructor. There is a lady at the top named Caroline. You just talk to her, and for 25 energy you can get Caroline's kindness. And basically what this does is it gives you critical hit damage plus 10%, which is an insane buff for PvP, especially if you're just running into RBF, because after every 2 RBFs, you just walk over to Caroline and you get that buff, and then all you basically got to do is you get that buff from her, and then you're good to go, and you get all the crit damage that you do. You're doing 10% more damage, which is really, really nice for being able to hit people really, really hard. And the last thing that's pretty important for you guys to do is getting something called a villa buff. So what a villa buff is a villa buff is what I showed you on the trial character, that basically gives you all AP plus 10, all DP plus 10, max HP plus 200, all resistance plus 10%, and ignore all resistance plus 5%. All you gotta do, the way to get that is one, you can either have a tent, and the tent is expensive. It's $50 in the Pearl Shop. So you just open your tent and you go to Villa Scroll, and you can buy the Villa buff. There's a 4.5 million version one that lasts 3 hours. There's one that lasts 2 hours, and then there's one that lasts 1 hour. There's also a skill and experience one that gives you extra skill and experience points, and then there's one for life skilling that gives you extra like life skilling XP, which is really nice. So having a Villa buff is super important in PvP. At all times, you always want to have a Villa buff if you're in PvP or PvE, as ignoring the 10% extra resistance will help you out a lot with people that have higher resistances, and it also gives you a little bit ignore all resistance, which helps yourself out as well. And if you don't have a tent, another thing that you can do is going to an actual villa and buying a buff from the villa person for 10 mil. I believe you have to have either 10 mil on you or a gold bar. I don't remember exactly, but if you open up the map and you look in the middle of the map, I am in Heidel. So if you go to the right, you'll see Alta Nova. Go to the right a little bit more and you'll see this place here called Karushu's Villa. All you gotta do is walk up to the villa, talk to the guy beside the steps, and you'll be able to buy a Villa buff. There'll be like 30 different Villa buffs you can buy. They're all 10 mil a piece. They all do the same thing. You just buy the Villa buff for 10 mil, and then it lasts for a week. All you got to do to pop the Villa buff, you'll see a little scroll in your inventory. You just right click on it and it'll give you the Villa buff for an hour, and then when it goes away, you can just get another Villa buff. Just repop it in your inventory. You only have to buy one and it'll last for a week, and then after that week, the scroll will expire. You just throw the scroll out in your little trash can, and then basically all you got to do is you just got to go back and buy another Villa buff from Karushu's Villa. So that pretty much covers the top 5 things I wish I knew when starting PvP in Black Desert Online. I hope this video is able to help you guys out. I hope this encourages you guys to want to go out there, adventure more, try to get into PvP for some of you guys that are newer. Also, when you're first starting in PvP, you're going to get beat up a lot, and it's very demoralizing. But like anything in life, you learn from your mistakes. Keep trying out those classes that are really hard. If you really like classes that are harder, like Tamer, Warrior, Sork, Ninja, that take a lot of skill to play, and you play it for like a week or two and you're like, I want to play something else because it's too hard, give every class that you think is going to be too hard when you first start, give it at least a month or two, because learning the basics and the fundamentals takes at least 1 month to 2 months of any class just to learn that. Once you get the basics and fundamentals down, you're able to go into PvP, and it'll be a lot easier for you guys to be able to fight against other people, and you'll start learning new things, and you'll start growing as a player, and you'll appreciate the time that you put into the class, getting good at it, getting skill at it, because once you actually learn a class that you really enjoy and you really want to play, the game opens up and you find a newfound love for the game, which enwraps you in this just awesome, joyful feeling that you don't get from anything else, being able to know that you can kick ass on a class that you really enjoy. I hope this guide was able to help you guys out a lot. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I will also be streaming today on twitch.tv/purpleslushy. You guys will be able to find that link in the description down below. That's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, it's been your boy Purple Slushy. Peace. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy Purple Slushy here, back with another video. What the hell?